So we are back, um, and this is actually going to be kind of a test for two, or for three. Okay, so first of all, I got a new modem, so I'm hoping that helps with the stream staying up. Also, when I set up the new modem and reconnected my internet on my PlayStation, I noticed that I was using the 2.4 gigahertz connection, not the 5 gigahertz connection. And the 5 gigahertz connection is fairly important for streaming. I mean, it still should have been fine with 2.4, like, don't get me wrong, but 5 is much better for streaming. And I kind of remember a time it might have been around the time the stream started dropping where I switched to 2.4 because for some reason the 5 gigahertz connection wasn't working. I can't remember exactly why or if that's even really what happened, but something made me switch. And I remember thinking when I switched that I got to remember to switch back, and I never did. And so that could be a possible factor as to why the stream started suddenly dropping, because 5 gigahertz is much better for streaming. And finally, just a heads up that I lost, well, I don't know if I lost it yet. I can't seem to find it. The USB receiver for my headphones that I plug into the back of my PlayStation, so I can use my headphones. I had that when I was in the mountains this weekend. Whenever I move my PlayStation, I unplug everything just because I don't want something to happen to anything that's plugged in and mess up either the connections or the soldering or the ports on the PlayStation, or like bend the USB part of it. What do they call that? Dongle? Is that what it's called for a USB too? Dongle? But bend the metal part that you stick into the port. So I always unplug it all. And I remember when I pulled it out that I had wrapped up all my cords, pulled that out, and I had thought I had put it in, rolled up my cords. And I remember it being in my hand. And I put the cords in my suitcase, and that little USB port's not there. My dad was still up at the condo that we have, so I asked him to take a look. He said he didn't find it. So it might be around here somewhere. I might put it like in my backpack or something, and I just haven't gone through it yet. But either way, so I'm using the microphone on my controller. Because of that, I've got the volume down on the TV. So hopefully there's not any real crazy echoing going on. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're still the same series. I was pretty tipsy when I played this on Saturday night. And I know we kind of started the series, and I was like doing the one eye thing. I don't know if anyone's ever done that when they're drunk. When they're playing games or something, when you get to something drunk, you kind of close one eye.
Back here in Houston, and now the right fielder, Colton Cowser.
What's so crazy is I really didn't feel that drunk. Like, sitting there, I mean, I knew I was intoxicated. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to pretend I was sober or anything, but you know, usually when I get that squinty eye thing, it's like,
into left center for
when I lay down, it's going to be spins.
Man on base to start,
I'm going to feel like shit in the morning.
Look, I don't think that pitch would have been called a strike, but
okay, definitely drunk, but not like hammered, not like
enough of the barrel on it
to the
to be
point where I
hard
thought I was
enough
going to be
back up the
sick.
middle
I
for
don't get sick from drinking. I haven't been sick from drinking since I was in college, which was over 20 years ago.
Back here at Dyken Park, bottom of the second, and stepping in for the Astros, Johnson.
Yeah, so
Aiken back to work. Johnson,
And just
in his
to
rookie
be
season,
clear,
22
I haven't been
years
sick
old,
from
and he was
drinking since
drafted in
college
the 8th
because I
round
understand my
in
limit. Well,
2024.
not because I drink so much that it's just
Swing and a
impossible for me to
miss,
get sick.
and
No,
now
it's
it's
because I
even 1-1.
know when it needs to stop.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone because that's where you can get hurt.
Swings and misses, struck him out.
Finished him off by blowing it by him up high, but they did a really nice job of setting that pitch up. The plan of attack early on was to keep everything down around the knees. So that was a good call to change his eye level and run it by him for the K.
Welcome back. And coming off a series where the pitching was outstanding, we take a look at those numbers. There's a strike.
When I start playing, I'll do a round or two in Challenge of the Week to get my eye in a little bit.
Way out front for strike 2.
And he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Looks like I should.
That hit him. And the leadoff man is aboard to start the inning. Yainer Diaz up next for the Astros. Now snap throw to first. It's low and gets away. That one the other way, and it's caught for the out.
That's a big first out of the inning. He showed off his skills catching the line drive, but most importantly, he kept the runner out of scoring position. Things would look a little different if he didn't make that play.
Runner on the go.
Yep.
Squirts away a little bit.
Safe
at second, and that was not close. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position.
You know, nights like this when it seems harder to score, I like the call to put him in motion and try to steal the base. Ball's not carrying, no home runs so far, so trying to manufacture some offense like this may be the way to go.
Yippers.
On the ground, Westberg fires across the diamond, 2 out.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air, lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Now it's the right fielder, Dylan Cruz.
That's going to be so bad.
Up the middle, and that chance handle throws to first in time. That ends the frame. He's through 5 without allowing a hit, and we still have no score.
And you guys might hear something background. Got a live stream.
Man at first, one away.
No, I'm paying half attention to it, but I still want that. So.
First pitch, and he just misses.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
I picked up that pretty quick.
Swing and a miss, and it's a ball and a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
We need a hit. We need a hit.
Swings through that one.
That was so. Also, is even my reactions because I'm not sober.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
I came back and played a friend.
Swing and a high fly ball out there towards left field.
I said I hadn't played in a few days.
Makes the catch for the out.
I played a friend up line. And I mean, all of those that I felt like I was on, and it showed late. I mean, it was the exact same thing. It might have been my reflexes.
You can forget about having any success against it.
Definitely off.
Nobody out. Runner at first. This one in the air, center field. Johnson hauls it in, and there's one away. Two outs, nobody on. And now the center fielder, Johnson. Outside. 1-0.
The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner, that slider's going to end up way off the plate. Perhaps look a little more down the middle, and you get it right where you want it.
And a swing and a miss.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Not even close there. And that's ball 2.
Hold on 1 second. I haven't changed anything, but the pitches just seem super slow. So, okay, I just want to make sure it's still on Legend. You know, this guy doesn't throw that hard, especially with the changeup, but it just seemed very slow. So I want to make sure it's still on.
Line drive, and makes the play, and that's out number 3. 4 runs in the inning, and
back when I played this game all the time, I was considerably better.
Johnson with a less than
legitimately pretty damn good at this game. Probably like 2014, 2015 was the last time I really got deep on this game. Played it a lot.
So 2 down. Colton Cowser, the next to hit for the Orioles. That one ripped. He dives, but he can't make the catch. Henderson coming home. He will score.
Well done. Drives in the run. Came screaming off the bat. I'm sure exit velocity's off the charts. No doubt he squared that baseball up perfectly. So there was no fluke to that triple by any means.
So next up for Houston, Johnson.
Sorry, I muted.
He really needs to start making more contact.
Yeah,
almost 3 strikeouts per game over the last 5.
It looked like that was going to drop in front of me, not
pop,
behind me. So
which is a little sneaky because he's so comfortable with taking his base hits to the opposite field, but he can jump you if you make a mistake.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Johnson with some struggles at the plate recently, not uncommon for rookies. Swing and a miss as he chases that one darting out of the zone.
So, you put ball in play, good things can happen.
Close one, doesn't get the call. 2-1.
Well, I think he's trying to get a feel for where that one missed. I mean, it could have gone either way, but he looked a little shocked for a second there.
Runners at the corners with 2 outs. That one missed.
You know, Boog, at the start of my career, I got only 3 hits in my first month, but I kept at it, and I finished the year hitting 300. I know he's going through it a bit right now.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that'll do it. 2 left for the Astros. They trail things here 2-0.
I'll be right back. I'm going to pause this for a second. Alright. You guys, it's bothering me. You hungry? And also, just in case anyone hears this and notice that I just fed my dog at 11 o'clock at night. My dog doesn't eat much. I am 99.9% certain that she won't touch the food tonight. So it's not like I'm bad on her. I know she's not going to eat tonight, but I was just here, and like I said, a free feeder. She eats when she wants. I've always been super lucky with that. I've had 2 since I left college. She's my second, and both of them have not been big eaters. Very easy to keep their weight under control. So, and I think the key to that is you just don't overfeed them. You don't start them early getting too much food. You keep set food times, and then eventually they just eat when they want.
Base is empty with 2 away. And next for the Orioles, Jackson Holliday.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect label over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
Jackson's had some struggles. I don't know how he's doing this year, but I know he had some struggles last year. Sucks. I'm definitely rooting for him.
That one is absolutely belted. Johnson going back.
I remember seeing Matt Holliday play fetch with him. Fetch. He's not a dog. Play catch with him. When he was probably 3 or 4 years old, and they used to play catch before games all the time. And see him at the field when he's 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, somewhere in the, I would say younger than kindergarten. I would be shocked if he was in school at that point, because he was pretty young. You saw the little kid walk, kind of the waddle.
Average speed, but he does.
And I think that skill set really upgrades the position, because when you have that kind of speed,
I am rooting for him. I'm rooting for Baltimore in general too. I like to see these teams that, I don't want to say Baltimore's historically bad, because they're definitely not. They've been, as far as I can remember, they've had a handful of good years here or there, but in general, they've been pretty bad.
Extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
They had a couple random good years throughout the years after that, but for the most part, they were always one of those teams that you never really expect to be that good, and they have so many good young players.
Runner at third, 2 away.
Jackson Holliday is one of them. I'm rooting for him. Hopefully he figures it out. Like I said, I don't know how he's doing this year, though. So he might be.
And that one in the air center field. Johnson settles underneath it. Squeezes it. And that is that. And the Orioles leave 1 as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. No outs. Runner on second.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit. Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at-bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there in the mound.
Smoke, get out.
Out to center. That's back there. It bangs off.
I'm out, but I'll take a double.
From second, and it's a 1-run game. And now the tying run.
We needed a hit.
Scoring position.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Just missed out on a home run right there, but he certainly hit it hard enough. Just didn't have the right launch angle to carry it over the wall, but still an excellent swing of the bat.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Yainer Diaz up next for the Astros.
So Nuggets lost it.
On the ground to the left.
Close game tonight.
1 out in the bottom of the 4th.
I really thought they were going to pull it out until about the last minute tonight.
Ryan O'Hearn comes up to hit.
He's been such a good hitter with runners in scoring position.
I still think the Nuggets win this series, but it's going to be a stressful series. I think I mean, the first game went to overtime. Nuggets ended up technically winning by 2, but they were up 5, and the Clippers made it like a last-second 3. That was kind of a desperation heat. Not really desperation heat, but the Nuggets already stopped playing defense because, I mean, it was like the last second of the game. So they got it to 2 in the last second, but it went to overtime. They lost by 3 tonight. Had two shots at a 3-pointer at the end of the game. One of them, I mean, I get why they didn't call it, but it looked like a foul. I didn't see the replay, so I couldn't tell. But I think it was Kawhi Leonard was friggin' all up in Jokic's space, and I just find it very hard to believe there was no contact with how close he was. But I get it. You don't call it, especially in the playoffs. You don't call that at that point. That's my big problem. They had that insane game at the end of the regular season against the Timberwolves where in overtime, or it might have even been, I think it was double overtime. Westbrook missed a breakaway layup, and then on the next session, the Timberwolves got the rebound next possession. They shot a 3 in the corner, and Westbrook kind of, I mean, it was a foul. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul. It was not a call that you usually see made in the last couple seconds, or in the closing seconds of a basketball game. So I'm fine with them not calling it, but it does look like I do think it was foul. But like I said, I also haven't seen a replay of it from where Jokic shot. He was on the close side of the court to the cameras, and so you saw Jokic's back, and you can't really see any contact because Jokic is blocking quite, but Jokic couldn't get any kind of extension on his shot or anything like that. I think it was probably foul, but like I said, I get why you don't call it. I'm fine with them not calling it. But
this to center field. Johnson grabs it on the run. 2 left on. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Astros 3 and the Orioles 2. 2 out spaces empty. Smith, 32 years old, and he was a 3rd-round pick.
A playoff game right now for hockey. So I'm not a big hockey fan. I got to be in the mood still to watch it in the playoffs. But they're tied 3-3 in overtime.
Hard time picking it up out of the hand, or if he was sitting off speed.
So hopefully they can get a win for us for Colorado tonight.
The zone, and it's 0-2.
My friend's diehard Avs fan. What did he call it? I think he said something like uncomfortably confident, like he hates that he's so confident because
Astros are down quietly.
Yeah, he feels that, when you're too confident, it's a little worrisome. This kind of superstition thing, but he's pretty confident in the Avs in the playoffs this year. Said this is a series that he's stressed out most about, but I'm sure he'll say that next year. See this guy get some breeze hockey, so it's
really good game to this point, and huge opportunity with the bases
for the
loaded.
next however many weeks the Avs are in the playoffs.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
No, don't expect too many more high fastballs.
In terms of the Nuggets,
pitcher,
do you think they beat the Clippers?
Mistakes trying to pitch up in the zone. Look for him to stay down around the knees.
It would not shock me to see the Clippers win this series. Like I said, I don't know if it's going 7 games, but I think all games are going to be 1 or 2 possessions at the end of the game. I think they're all going to be close. I don't expect any kind of blowouts or anything like that.
Out to short.
Get through.
Plays out, but he can't squeeze it. The run scores from 3rd. It's an RBI single, and they take the lead in the 7th.
Yeah.
Such great concentration.
They went 2-2 against OKC this year. I think they were the only team to beat OKC twice. I'm not 100% positive on that. But at the time, they beat them the second time. I'm pretty sure that was said.
At second, Johnson at first, 2 out in
Either way,
the
they they split the series.
That one to first.
Against OKC. OKC won 60-some games this year.
They limit the damage here. So they get one, but end up leaving the bases loaded. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the Astros 4 and the Orioles 3.
Maybe it's close to 70. I thought they only had like 16 losses.
Here's Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah, 14 games. They lost 14 games this year. So, I'm I'll have to look, and I'm going to look that up because I'm curious. But I'm pretty sure the Nuggets. Pretty sure I heard the Nuggets are the only team to beat them more than once this year.
O'Neill on his way to
Like I
third.
said, I'm pretty sure because I'm basing off what I think I heard. I'm not even sure if I heard that correctly. Anyway, I think they put up a good fight against OKC, but I do think OKC beat the Nuggets if the Nuggets happen to beat the Clippers. So I do think the Nuggets playoff hopes, well, not playoff hopes, championship hopes, are going to fall short again this year, unfortunately. They've just been so inconsistent, especially on defense this year. The only player that the Nuggets can truly rely on day in, day out is Jokic. I mean, you can rely on certain things from guys like Gordon's, he's always going to bring the energy. Westbrook, for sure, is always going to bring the energy. But they're obviously, but all the Nuggets outside of Jokic, they've got tendency to have those really cold games, which makes it tough. One guy, especially in the playoffs, one guy can't do it all.
Well, first base open. Really no reason
and it's been a mixed bag so far in the first 2 games of the playoffs.
Second, first, perhaps getting any
but these players will go on little hot streaks, and then
comes in quickly.
But Murray, Porter, Westbrook, I mean, all the guys have looked really good and look hot, but then they go and miss 4 or 3-pointers in a row. That's what's frustrating about game 1 is the miss. They made the first 2 3-pointers look good, and then like the next 6 shots were 3-pointers. When they were decent shots, they weren't like forcing them up or anything, but yeah, missed 6 or something in a row after that, net 4 in a row.
The last thing he wants is to hit the
so
ball
frustrating.
on
You got
ground, but I wouldn't expect many
3 guys, 4 guys. Well,
play in this spot.
Russell Westbrook maybe a little bit, but you got at least 3 guys that are elite inside scorers. Well, let's say 2 guys that are elite inside scorers. Jokic, he can do whatever he wants. Murray, when he's feeling it, he can do anything inside. But he does have those games where he misses a lot, even on inside. Westbrook gets to the basket a lot. He seems to have lost a little bit of his control of the ball when he's driving real quick over the past couple of years, especially this year. I've seen him multiple times miss fast break layups that it just seems like he's going too fast and he lays the ball off the backboard a little too hard and misses it. Gordon has his games where he decides he wants to be a shooter more than he wants to drive the lane and dunk the ball. But, for the most part, Gordon knows his role and he's pretty elite scorer with Jokic. He's not going to create too many good opportunities for himself.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his back down just enough
great
to make
off
contact
ball,
with
and
that
Jokic has looked as well. And yeah, it gets frustrating when that. Oh, I thought that was a strike. That's a strike.
Well, clearly not too happy with the call there. Thought he caught the
yeah, and then they go and miss. Like 6. That pitch is more outside than the previous one.
Huge strikeout there.
Well, he's going to have some thinking to do when he leaves the ballpark after this one. That was his 3rd strikeout, and this one rookie now.
It's in the same spot too. That's frustrating. It's like you just literally called that pitch